Team Secret's turn to pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. You may now select your heroes.
In the mid for Razor, it was always Razor DP back in those days where both of them were just looking to delete buildings.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they were played in the same era. They were kind of, you know, these two go-to for a lot of people. I think that was around the TA4.
TI4, TI5, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and no, it's interesting. I mean, the matchup itself, I think it's kind of a maybe not the most interesting one. I think it's been changed a little bit because I feel like DP used to be slower and Razor maybe slightly faster. So
Yeah,
linking up with their DP shouldn't be as easy as it used to be perhaps anymore. But even just getting a couple damage, it can usually get you kind of the advantage you need to get CS.
Yeah, you're trading health for damage, right? It's like, oh, I've siphoned you, oh, you leashed me, we're both slowed, it's a little bit awkward. But I guess the other interesting part as well, right, is that maybe a big part of why we don't see Razor is it almost feels like his passive is currently very outdated. Because it used to have different components to it, right? I believe it used to have an AoE damage element, but now it's just bonus speed.
Yeah, exactly. There used to be that sort of purgy thing, but now it's just the move speed, which is kind of weird. I think for a spell in Dota to just like this spell just gives you a little bit of move speed, like, you know, and it's an aura. It's come on, you know, we can do better than that.
Yeah, I think there were. I remember someone made a post. They pointed out this, and I think DGen Aura was the other one, which we have an online in this game, where these two spells feel kind of unchanged for a long time in their current format. Rarely ever feel that good.
At least it's sort of, I don't know, it's at least a little bit interesting, but yeah, sure. It's been the same way for quite a while, I believe. I think the numbers have gotten changed, maybe.
Yeah, but there's always been that small radius, and especially with these support Omni Knights. I don't think we ever see them take a point in DGen Aura because really you're just kind of a heal and sustain bot.
Iceberg tanking quite a bit of these static links. I mean, the damage is very negligible. It's not something you really have to worry about since you have the Siphon. It's just more the damage for the last inning. But he's doing a good job at just using the nuke to get CS.
Yeah, and he's at least returning fire towards Nisha when he steps up. Because, of course, the static link is quite a long cooldown. And Iceberg, he might get this. He decides against diving further. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, it's actually going to be Zide giving over that first blood. It's surprising as well. I mean, I guess, you know, there is a decent amount of magic damage at level 2 for the Phoenix, but you wouldn't really think of Leshrac as being a hero that struggles to get away from a level 2 attempt by a Lifestealer and the Phoenix.
I mean, I feel like the issue is if the Lifestealer ever gets on top of you, you are kind of screwed. You've got the dive, the fire spirits. There's just so much slow in conjunction with the open wounds. And yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't put this Razor down here and put the Leshrac mid or something like that. I feel like that would have at least made more sense, but this is kind of weird to me because I'm not really sure what the Leshrac is supposed to do in this lane. You can hit the Lifestealer a bit, but I feel like he's not really gonna care all that much once you get some regen sent out to you. You can, you know, of course, you use the feast as well. So
that's the thing. You get to like level 5, and it almost feels like he's just going to be untouched. He can just do what he wants in this lane. Whereas, you know, by level 5 of a Razor in that lane, that's probably 3 points of static link, and you're just losing everything. Then again, I guess maybe they were thinking a bit about the movement speed difference, right? Like a lifestealer should always be able to move away with that ridiculous base movement speed.
Yeah, but potentially. You could play for creeps though, but no. No, who knows? Either way, Nisha is doing well mid.
Always just poking at Iceberg, making sure he stops with that damage. Top, in the meantime, Sven doing reasonably well, but I'm concerned about how much General's already getting. Like, the denies alongside this and the fact that it's going to be this Io Slardar as the game goes on.
Yeah, I mean, this lane is just, it's so scary. You've already got the Orb of Venom on General with the Bracer, and you've got this IO with Tether Overcharge. I fear for Matu's continued existence in this lane as we, you know, approach maybe the level 4 or 5-ish territory for Slardar.
Nisha, they might get this actually. Iceberg standing his ground. Nisha is being slowed by the Tep. So it looks like they will be able to move away, but Nisha really would have loved to have got his hands on that rune. Luckily, there was no bolt.
And Iceberg, he was already porting back to base, and there's like Puppy's couriers walking by, but it's like, are you gonna cancel your port back to base and ruin your own game to kill this position 5's courier? Nah. I don't think so.
You know when they first introduced the multiple couriers, you can guarantee mids would have done that. I remember when they first introduced the 5 couriers, and there was like, was it Nature's Prophet, and he would just immediately place deep wards. And they teams very quickly learned it actually wasn't worth it. Sniping out couriers in the first 10 minutes and that being all you do is quite a crappy way to try and win Dota.
It's just they just don't give that much gold. But look at this mid lane though. I mean, Iceberg is really he's having a pretty rough time. He's only got 8 CS, and I think most of those are with the nuke.
Yeah, he's already trailing on the XP, and I can't help but feel the moment Nisha gets 6, like we could see potential kill into Iceberg here.
Yeah, potentially. It's not all that easy. You're probably gonna be 5 with the siphons.
Oh mercy. Oh mercy.
This is the territory where the lane becomes extra scary. You've got 2 points in overcharge. Slardar with the level 2 bash as well as boots and sprint. It's very easy to get run down by the Sven. And, yeah, I mean, I personally, I kind of like Navi's. I do like their lineup. He's gonna get out. Yepser though might just be.
You can try and start him up, maybe slow him down, bats him away. Yapsor will force the dive in, sidesteps it as well, so always one flies on the tower. But one more hit will kill him. Can he juke this? I think he can. He's still alive.
He had a fire spirit. All right.
I don't know. I mean, it's a level 2 fire spirit as well, so it would have sealed the deal.
Oh.
Dodging bullets for Secret in the bot lane. I think as well. They don't really want to give over too much to this lane. Like, you want your disco pony to be strong at the end of this laner phase, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like this disco pony is never gonna be all that strong after this laning phase. If you look at kind of, I mean, Earth Spirit and Leshrac, they're both kind of countered by the Lifestealer, so I'm not sure how you can actually pressure this hero. I think you're kind of gonna have to rely a bit on your other 2 lanes, but that's the thing. I like Navi's lineup because they have a lot of physical damage, both from the Lifestealer and the DP. They have the Slaughter who can actually scale and become a proper core with the help of the IO. And they just have this Phoenix that is, well, the egg is just not going to be all that easy to kill in this game.
Yeah, it's just the case, like, all the lanes are going pretty well. Like, we keep talking about Iceberg getting pressured, but it's not really amounting to much for Nisha. And there's always that concern, like, how do you keep farming as a Razor? It's not like when you had that damage on Storm Surge where you had 2 kind of AoE abilities to easily clear waves and camps.
Yeah, I mean, Plasma Field is not a bad spell for pushing out waves, you know, and also with the Eye of the Storm later on. But I mean, you're definitely not, you know, the same as some of these other mid heroes that can farm a lot quicker.
I wonder what the move is actually going to be, because like typically you'd imagine Secret they want to kind of pivot towards this bot lane, right? Like find a way to take this tower. Like you should be able to with the trap. I just wonder how you actually push into these type of heroes. Like the Phoenix alone could probably hold back your push.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking that they would have rotated the Upsor to the mid lane much earlier. Bottom.
Oh, yes! Perfectly timed. Just baits V-Tune in. Not a chance to hit that rage button.
He thought he could just tank that stun and then just go on Zai right after, but the Upsor wasn't just waiting there. The opportune moment.
That is the risk, right? Like, if you get caught away from the creeps, Diabolic Edict, even level 2, like, we've seen the type of damage this spell dishes out. And yeah, it's great you've got this rage, but guess what? Diabolic Edict is physical, so even a lifestealer might struggle to stand up against that. Now with the rotation. He sure is in this as well. I wonder if they suspect something's up, though.
That was like a huge kind of salvation for Zai. If you look at the net worth, he's still down 1.5k net worth, you know, to the lifestealer, but definitely sort of semi-salvaging some of that laning phase.
Okay, Roger, he has no place getting away from that. I think he knows it as well. General luckily saved him because, you know, for the comparison, the other side of the map, after Mitsuma Man was starting to recover in this jungle, getting a cheeky IO pick in your farm and pattern would have been a beauty.
Yeah, Puppy here. I think they could just kill him, no?
I think now they can. Like, whenever he uses Heavenly Grace, right? That was the issue. Overcharged the lower cooldown the Heavenly Grace, so he never could save Sven. Probably can't save himself if they just dive with the creep right here. There it is.
Yeah, he should just keep dead here.
He can't even use the ult. I mean, it's probably for the better.
110 attack speed.
Balance in all things. But balance in all things. Oh, the DD? Oh, Iceberg gets it.
He's gonna TP out.
He might be dead. Whoa. No, he's dead. He's just gone. The DD is way too much. Nicely played by Iceberg. Patiently waiting for him to walk up.
Yeah, I mean, he just he read that situation very well. Just pops the X, so he could potentially
Puppy? Oh, they made him in here. The reload's coming in. There it is. They're gonna arrive. Yeah, he's gonna come out. Good enough though, but Superman just trying to whittle away at Roger, gonna burst him low. They will kill him off first. Iceberg needs to be careful. The XO is running out soon. Zai is gonna be brought low, will die. They did use the egg to zone them away though, so they need to get out clean. It looks like they should be able to do so.
Yeah, I feel like
have to leave. Yapsul
totally fine here. I think Secret should be the ones who are slightly worried.
Oh, but Superman might get freebie. Oh, he can't. He gets to the cleave. Sometimes you look and see the range on cleave and you question it, right? That was actually quite ridiculous that he even clipped on him.
Hey man, it's great cleave, okay?
Yeah.
It's not small cleave. It's not medium cleave. It's
massive
not
cleave.
It's great.
Typical response from POS 1. He's going for this boosted travel burst, so I understand he needs to be active. It's just, I mean, I'm waiting for the moment of magic, right? Like, I'm sure you do the same. When are we want to be educated by Nisha. When does this Leshrac become king of the game? When does he find his place?
I mean, I don't think this Leshrac is meant to be the king of this game.
Oh, sorry, the Razor.
Okay, the Razor. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure kind of what the idea here is. He's going for these boosted travel. I feel like they're just gonna have some really squishy cores, which is why I'm a little bit worried for Secret. They're also down already 2k. General getting close to this blink. And, I mean, Razor going for these boosted travel, he's gonna have high mobility and they're gonna be able to play the map, but they just don't have a lot of strength in terms of fighting capabilities. And Navi are itemizing to take these engagements very early on, so...
Oh, hello. I just want to flop. Zai. Slight sigh for him in that one. Roll in from Yapsul. He makes sure he didn't put it down a Remnant. You don't want to be diving that tier 2 at this point. A little bit of miscommunication though means always want to fly just gets away with that. Like
you're gonna have the blink now on General and 100 gold and the armlet on V-Tune, and I think that's gonna be sort of your kind of first move.
I mean, scary because it feels like right now Navi can just go wherever they want, right? Secret don't have a great way of pushing them out of these areas that they force their way into. just feels like everything is on this Sven right now. And he is at least keeping up and farm, but you know, like you said with that armor build, this lifesteal is going to be ready to fight a lot quicker than the Timberman is.
Yeah, and I think this Slaughter lifestealer combo, I think they can kill pretty much any hero. I mean, Puppey has to be incredibly ready with the GA, but I think you already see that the V-Tune he's queued up. I know post Manta he's got the nullifier. So
yep, understands his role. Whoop. Free roll of Secret will just be eviscerated there. Easy move in for a clean kill. That's the blink reveal. Might set up to push on this tower. He showed, yeah, it's yours afterwards as well. I mean, it's, you know, it's not a bad item per se. Obviously, you need it against Slardar, but is it really that item that's going to allow you to dominate this game? Pair it with Iceberg, who's also got the Yules coming, by the way. Like, yeah, you're playing against a Sven, but he's going to have this window where it's a very useful item. And Navi, they are playing towards that kind of quicker timing, right, with this lineup. They want to try and take over the map by 25 minutes.
yeah, at the same time, I do think their lineup actually scales very well. You know, just having this Phoenix as your position 5, it's always a way to make your lineup scale better. The Slaughter with the IO actually becomes a really good core.
Speaking of IO, though, they get caught out. General Splashy was trying to play, regretted coming here because it turns out they were rotating behind the Timberman. Did at least force out the God Strength, mind you. So unlikely he's going to want to fight anymore.
Yeah, Matu is just going for this kind of rushed axe here. I think he's got the Ogre Club. Yeah. So he's got the Echo Saber, Mask of Madness, and then just going for the axe.
Makes sense. They need some more lockdown, right? Because it feels like right now there's a lot of pressure on YapzOr to initiate for them to find that opening target. And if you miss that roll, like, what happens next is the big question mark.
Yeah, I'm interested to see kind of what the sort of role size going to try to fit into here. He's got the Greaves queued up, so kind of trying to add to some of that armor, just get a bit more team fighting.
And we'll see someone who wishes they had more armor right now, as Roche is going to be claimed by Navi. Secret, not really able to do anything. I mean, you have to know this is going on, but there really isn't any great way you can fight around this pit currently with your lineup. Continue to question, like, when's the timing? I mean, YapzOr is getting close to the Spirit Vessel, so maybe if they kind of like sync up Spirit Vessel with the Ags on Sven, you could see a way that they take a fight here. Because they've done a good job of keeping their towers up, at least. You know, against this lineup, they've only forfeited one tier 1 over.
Yeah, and we can see here that already have now the mech on Roger. There's a 4K lead already, even though it's just a two kill difference. You can see that Navi are they're allowed to do pretty much what they want. Already the Manta style on V-Tune too. So he's got the armored Manta style. He's getting very strong here.
I mean, I know our spectators were gonna say, "Oh, well, you know, this is boring. There's not many kills happening." But I respect what Navi are doing here, right? That they understand that actually it's Secret's job to bring it right now. Like, they are falling behind. It's going to continue to go that way. And for Navi, if they just go in an area and Secret forfeits it, you're fine with that. You don't really need kills to convert this game into a win right now if you're Navi.
No, definitely not. You just want to take as much of the map as you can and just, you know, get as much farm.
Look at Hunt for a kill now. The one person who does have kills on his mind is General, and if Zai shows on this creep wave, he's done. You know what's gonna happen. Oh, they don't even give him a chance to try and hit a single creep. They instinctively knew where he was.
Yeah, there was a Radiant scan there.
General close to that BKB as well. I mean, if we were worried about Zai's relevance before that, I'm starting to wonder what this support Leshrac is going to be able to achieve as the game goes on at this rate.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah, definitely not the easiest job for Zai to find a purpose in this game. It's a very hard game for Leshrac to play, especially from this position 3 role.
I think we're both trying to rattle our brains like what the grand plan is here for Secret, right? Like they had to have had something in mind with this Razor farm pick. Was it? Do you think they just expected to kind of trounce the lane and snowball from there?
You know, a hero that's good against Lifestealer, decent against the Death Profiting lane, probably.
Probably the best opportunity he's going to get is a smoked up. He does have a DD. The problem is that Navi, like, they're not being greedy about this. The way they're shifting around the map, they're always localized. They can always respond to any move the Secret make right now. So you might always want to fly as the opener, maybe. The problem is you don't have the stunts. Nisha in a bit of trouble, needs to move away now. They can chase forward. DP down to half HP, needs to retreat. That DD doing a lot of work. Infest to try and save. Now they'll turn on Anisha. They have to use the GA to save him. He should be able to walk away, but on the other side, they've lost Matumba Man. He got caught and cut off from his team. Now they can move in for bigger targets. Puppy, next on the hit list, will be brought down. Rollout is going to be interrupted by Iceberg, who has got the stance to stop Nisha from re-engaging, but the slows will stop Iceberg from finding a kill. This Puppy finally goes down. They will find general response, though. Zai arriving looking for more. Iceberg, Exo's about to end, so he will heal up. Vito, however, is going to go in on Anisha, and it's too quick. He's gone. They'll move across for more. Zai just trying to burst through him quickly to roll through to try and buy some time for Zai. Leshrac trying to move away from this, but V2 only needs 2 hits. One more will do it. He walks into the base. He will find it. On the other side, Roger at least brought down by Yapsor, but you know Yapsor is now going to die for this. Everyone on Secret dead, and they barely get anything out of it.
Yeah, Nisha is sort of... I mean, he was dealing a ton of damage in that fight with the DD. He'd stolen like 170 damage, so he was hitting for some 400 hits or something. But then he just walks into the Lifestealer and he goes down, and kind of awkward engagement for Secret. It looked pretty good with Nisha trying to go on the Death Prophet and with the backup of the Omni, but the Matumba Man was just like completely separated from everyone and trying to fight the sort of the other part of Navi, where he just got, I mean, he just got hit by this Lifestealer and Slaughter, and there's nothing he could do.
That's kind of the big concern in this guy thing, right? Is like, it's the comparison what the offlaners are doing. Like, if Zai's put in the middle of the fight, he dished out a lot of damage, granted, but the difference is that General is delivering kills to his team, right? Like, he's actually the one going in, he's the one setting up. And when I look at the side of Secret, there is that question. It feels like Nisha's trying to start these engagements, but it's not this CC that immediately leads to a kill, right? It's like, I will scare them away with Static Link. Will one of you now please arrive to stun them for me?
Yeah, he just amps up his team in this game pretty much. General, he's gonna have the BKB though already with the blink here and with the IO. I mean, he is gonna scale, and the issue is, I feel, for both the Sven and the Razor is that they can't really man fight. You know, ideally you want to have this hero that can just stand his ground and keep right clicking, but in this game, Secret are gonna be at the losing end of such a fight.
That's what scary heroes to say that of as well, right? It's like if you said an Ursa can't fight. It's that tier of concern. These heroes should be able to fight by the 20-minute mark. Like Sven, obviously would like to farm, but once you got 1 or 2 items, it's kind of go time. And Razor, it's the anti-carry. You pick it because it can fight from almost the start of the game.
Yeah, it's definitely concerning. You rely on this Omni Knight on the GA pretty much, but V2 is getting quite close now to the Nullifier, only some 350 gold away.
Oh boy. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Zai found. He's not getting away from this. They could try, but the bashes are too much. At least they will actually save in the end with the GA to turn around. BKB from General to move away from Matumba Man, though. I mean, you'd be happy with that. That's a BKB charge, but you can now just reinitiate on the Matumba Man. They're going to get back in, put the overcharger on, and Matumba Man in a bit of trouble. They no longer have GA. They have to stun across, turn around onto the Phoenix. He's gone. No chance to use the egg. Now Matumba Man has to stand and fight up against General. He's winning this one. General, he hangs around a little bit too long. Roger will be there to save him. Buyback will come out from the Phoenix, and with V2 now arriving, Matumba Man is in trouble. He needs it now, and he needs it now. Iceberg wrapping around with the Exo still running. Will scare him away. V2 jumps out to try and pursue, but Matumba Man down to the low ground with the Stormhammer able to retreat away. And always want to fly needs to be a little bit careful. This Could be a dieback if he goes too far. Puppy, however, is going to experience death, as he has been abandoned by his team. They say, you've had your value, you cast your spells, GA's on cooldown, just tank the gank.
And very nice play by Matoma going into that fight, getting that kill, and then finding that creep on the low ground to just stun away too.
I mean, it was spooky, right? We saw as long as you can, if you can actually split up this Io Slardar combo, granted, like General can't really fire up against the Sven. It's just the everlasting question is how do you split them up? Like, what is going to be your reliable way to get Roger away from his newly tethered targets?
Yeah, I mean, if the Sven can start hitting them, I think that could be one of the ways to go about it.
The issue's done here. That is Slardar keeping pace for Razor. Razor, who has one spell entirely dedicated to me run fast, not hit me.
Absolutely. Nope.
Oh, nope. He's got the roll again. The silence is there. Once the nullifier connects, you know he's done here. Secret. They keep making tributes to the great gods Navi, but the god is not appeased. Keeps up. Once again, you kind of gotta look and you gotta go secret recovery point where. And to your cores are queuing up ACs, I'm not sure that's your. Not sure if that's gonna be a big enough recovery point at this rate.
Yeah, it seems the secret are, you know, they feel a little bit disconnected. I think the wonky thing about it is that their heroes, I think they need this Razor to do really well in the laning stage. If you look at their heroes, they don't really have any ways of making plays. They have this Leshrac, but he's gone for Grief, so no Yules on him. They've got the Earth Spirit, and yeah, that's a good setup to, you know, try to do something, but Earth Spirit needs someone to play with, and the Razor is just not strong enough. He's died 3 times, he hasn't really been a part of sort of any kills. He's got these boots of travel. He's trying to get to BKB, but he also needs more armor. It's just it's very difficult for Secret's heroes to play this game right now because they don't really have the lockdown to do it. They don't have the items.
It feels like everything they build is reactionary to survive, right? There's nothing that's allowing them to thrive. There's not this kind of timing on a certain item. I mean, you know, compare it to game 1. Like, compare this draft. Okay, Secret, they go, great, we can't build Divine Rapiers in this one. But on the other hand, you can't build Divine Rapiers in this one.
Yeah, that's it's one way to look at it. There are pros and cons. I think at this rate, it doesn't really look like VTune is gonna need any rapiers, any help. I mean, last game Secret assisted with a 12k gold. Like, they gave away. So I mean, there should be like a 24k difference in the net worth, right?
Yes.
They gave away 12k and lost 12k.
But here's a thought: if Navi gave them a rapier in this game, would you still favor Navi?
Probably. It would be, you know, it would definitely be a different game. I'm not even sure if you probably put on a Sven, but he would really need a BKB and this AC, and even then.
We wish he had a BKB right now. General's going to stand his ground, but he needs to move away. The reload coming in, but Timberman in too deep. He needs an out. He'll at least try and take General with him, but the stun's going to be there. He does get the kill. The GA's going to come out, but the egg is going to go off, and Timberman going to be burnt up. Looking to take one more with him, but the attacks, is it quick enough? Yes! No, he can't get it. Io's able to move away. They'll clean up the Sven. Zai's going to be chased onto next when the nullifier activated. They will be able to find him as well, as he's too slow to escape. And it looked like maybe he'd at least be able to take the IO with him as well, but Matimba, man, it just feels like he's always an item or more behind the side of Navi, never able to have the big impact we're used to seeing out of Sven's.
Yeah, I mean, you think about how generally it goes between the Lifestealer and the Sven in terms of net worth. Generally, I would say that the distribution is about similar to this one, only the Sven is usually the one who's like 4 to 5k ahead of the Lifestealer at this point. Just because how much faster you can farm, but in this game, the Sven hasn't really been able to.
Alright. Well, you know, he's shown us why he likes to raise. Like, you always run away from that. The problem is your buildings can't. I think you're right. The lifesteal's ahead in this situation, especially when he's supported by this cast of frontlining type heroes. It's just Sven has too much work cut out for him in this game.
Yeah, and Iceberg is also he's dealing a lot of damage now with this Exo. Yeah, there's been
Hop move away.
lost the tether.
That's giving more damage to Nisha though.
Also on Iceberg, so
Nisha? He's in trouble. They've already lost Zai. Nisha, he might go down as well. It's going to be another kill for Iceberg. They'll turn around the Puppy, who's also going to fall. And they might have left your base, but now Navi, they might just go straight for the throat. What have you got left to defend with? Jump in from the Sven, but the stun's going to be there to control him up. He has got the construct, has to turn around with the bash. There's too much for Timberman. He's going to fall. The GG is going to get called. Navi completely and utterly obliterating Team Secret in this second game.
yeah, and I mean the IO Slardar. I feel like this like these combos, like this Slardar hero